welcome everybody to the first podcast on our first international tour of the coffee show. We are in Indonesia. We're in the city of Jakarta right now. We are in Ombe Coffee in Jakarta, joined by Jordy and Haru, representing Ombe Coffee. Welcome to the coffee show, gentlemen.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you. Thank you for having us. We've this is the second venue of yours that we've been to on this leg of the tour. The other one was in a suburb called Senopati.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
I love Indonesian coffee. I've absolutely loved the whole trip since we've been here. It's been absolutely amazing. The coffee's been excellent and everyone's treated us so well. So it really has been awesome. Want to tell everyone that's listening to the podcast, if you're brewing at home, I want you to consider brewing with Timor. So Timor, they're partnering with us on the coffee show. You can use some of their hand grinders. This week at the World of Coffee in Jakarta, there is the World Brewers Cup. And yesterday I had the pleasure of going to some of the trainings for the brewers. So what often happens on the weeks like this is everyone goes to one location and they practice brewing their coffees. And what I noticed at a lot of these sessions yesterday was that people are using Timor grinders, Timor Sculptor electric grinders, Timor hand grinders. So if you're brewing at home, consider using Timor. Okay, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure, as I was saying, coming to Jakarta. So we got in screen here, we got Jordy in the nice corduroy blue jacket. And we got Haru in the what looks like a lumberjack shirt over there.
Flannel.
So firstly, what are your roles here at Ombe Coffee?
I think my role probably is gonna be like, my dad's the one who's opening up, starting the Ombe Coffee. I'm probably gonna say like I'm his personal assistant.
Uncle Jason?
Yes, Uncle Jason. Yeah, I'm his personal assistant / son, and then just that's it. Like managing everything, helping him. And that's about it.
And Haru?
Well, I've been with Ombe for about 10 years now. So safe to say, I manage operational things, include barista team, include service team, and also kitchen team.
Kitchen as well.
Kitchen as
So
well.
a bit of a
Yeah.
jack of all trades.
Everything. Like he's way longer than me.
All right.
Yeah, he's been here first time. I'm like, he's more senior than me.
So he's the real MVP.
Oh yeah,
Kevin Durant style.
We both are.
I like that.
He's the original son. I'm the second son.
So how did you both become interested in coffee?
Ooh, I think Herru might be talking for some. Like,
Well, actually, my first encounter with coffee since my elementary school. Since my parents always drink coffee before they go to work, and I try take a sip or two. So it started there. So it becomes like love,
Yeah.
and I always remember my parents, my both mom and dad when I drink coffee. I think it's first my encounter with coffee.
That was your first encounter with coffee?
Yeah.
In elementary school?
Elementary school.
Start them while they're young. I like that.
that is so different from me. Like I usually drink Starbucks. Back in the States, I always drink Starbucks every single day, and I loved it. And then when my dad started this, my mom's the one who's like, at first he wanted to start with a tea house, a tea shop. And my mom's the one like, okay, you shouldn't do tea shop, you have to do it with coffee. So I started to be like, hey, what's coffee? Like I don't drink coffee. I usually drink Starbucks, like not non-coffee. I love their matcha latte, those kind of stuff. But then I was like, I asked my dad to be like, hey, can I try to take some courses back in the States? And then it was interesting because coffee actually at that time I was like, it's supposed to be only bitter. But then after learning about single origins, Arabica, Robusta, it turns out like coffee can taste very, very different.
Absolutely.
You have like a range of taste. Like some coffee you can smell like, they even smell like very fruity, very floral, which is like, whoa, this is interesting. So that's why I got into coffee.
So just take me back to the States. What were you doing in the States, if you don't mind me asking? So were you studying?
I was studying, yeah. I was studying finance.
Finance.
Nothing coffee related.
And where were you studying?
I was studying in 2 years in California and then 2 years in Indiana.
What was you at the Hoosiers University?
Yes,
Yeah.
I went to Indiana University.
And when you're in Cal, what college?
Bloomington.
Okay, right.
Bloomington,
So we were big time. Indiana's got a really popular basketball team.
Yeah.
In the in
Hoosiers.
NCAA. So Hoosiers, that's how I know. What were you doing before you were? Did you have another job that you were doing before you got
Well,
into coffee?
I did a lot of things. I've been a lecturer.
Lecturer.
Yeah.
In what?
Yeah.
There's this school actually called Academy Secretary for Secretary
Okay.
School.
Yep.
I've been lecturer, and then I
Yes.
did like import division, and then I also did the like export division also.
Okay.
I did a lot of things.
Retails.
Yeah, retail, innovation also. So
Education
I
retails.
did
And
a
also
lot
the
of
Thai
things.
tea.
Yeah. I have my own business.
He sold Thai tea before.
High tea.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Thai
right.
tea.
Yeah.
Thai tea before I joined Ombe and Uncle Jason, I sold Thai tea.
And you're working at Citibank as
as an intern in
as an
treasury.
intern. So what did that say you do? Like you were trading currency or?
No, I was just only helping the administration stuff. Nothing fancy like those kind of stuff.
Okay.
So after graduated, my dad asked me to get back home, and then I got into Citibank, and then for some reasons happened, I quit my job, and then started helping out Ombe. But then during helping out Ombe, my dad and my mom asked like, "Hey, you shouldn't be a barista. You have to try to get a job."
Okay.
I did try to get a job, but it didn't work out.
But
I
it
never
slowly
got it.
morphed into you running your dad's
Yeah.
now growing business.
Yeah.
Right.
It's fun. Like doing coffee F&Bs. It's actually really fun.
So your dad's the founder of Ombe Coffee.
Yeah.
You've got 15 stores now? 13 stores?
13 stores, yeah.
13 stores with more on the way. What was your dad doing before he started Ombe Coffee, and what was the reason that he wanted to get into tea and then coffee?
So basically, he was doing coal. He's in the coal industry.
Coal industry.
Yeah,
So
for a
like,
while. Yeah.
yeah.
And then he was going to retire. Then he was thinking like, okay, he's gonna retire. He's gonna do like a tea house because he wanted to relax during his old times. That's what he was thinking. And then my mom, the one, as I mentioned, she was like, okay, you should do coffee because my mom's the one who actually drinks coffee. My dad cannot drink coffee. He cannot take caffeine, so he's very only until what 2 in the afternoon. That's his maximum now. So my mom's the one who's like, she loves coffee. She can drink like 5 cups
Okay.
every single day. And then he was like, okay. Then he shifted to coffee. And then during that time in Pluit, there's no specialty coffee shop, right? So he was trying to be like, okay, there's this weird beans he can introduce to the area. So he's trying that. So he tried that.
It's always like we all had flat white just before we started the podcast on the Ethiopian supernatural beans.
Yeah.
And it's always good introducing someone to a coffee like that because a lot of people in specialty coffee might not necessarily like that coffee, but when you give it to the average person, I think they really notice it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of what you were saying before, like you're finding out about single origin coffees and it's once you're down the rabbit hole, you can't really stop.
Yeah.
I think.
During the first year or so, a lot of people thought that our coffee is really bad because it tastes very fruity. So they thought, oh, the coffee is actually like bad. It's not your regular kind of coffee, like bitter, very dark roasted, heavy in body. But then a lot of people notice there's this one thing that a lot of people notice is that they don't have the stomach ache. Because usually if you drink Robusta at that time or traditional style of kopi tiam, a lot of people thought, oh, if you drink this kind of coffee, you will have like gastric acid, gastric reflux, right? But then when we introduced the Arabica beans, a lot of people say like, hey, I can drink this coffee without any problem. So that's why a lot of people started to enjoy like Arabica beans.
Yeah, right. It's I've never really had too much experience drinking Robusta coffee. I got into coffee and then was mostly in specialty, but I can see what you're saying. Like the impact, like obviously Robusta is more heavy on caffeine. It's like the impact on your body would be greater. Can I ask, what does Ombe Coffee mean?
Ombe Coffee.
What does the word Ombe mean?
Ombe in Javanese, it has meaning of a drinking.
Yeah.
Drinking.
Java, yeah, in
Javanese,
Java
in
language.
Javanese
yeah.
language.
So basically, in Java, when we say like, "Oh, drink coffee," it's ngombe. So it's ng in front, and then we just remove the ng to become ombe.
Ombe.
So it's actually ngombe kopi. Ngombe, gitu. Ngombe
Drinking
means
coffee,
drink.
yeah.
One thing I've noticed while I've been here, I want to get into a bit of the Jakarta coffee scene now. So the Jakarta coffee scene seems to me crazy. Like I thought that Melbourne was busy with coffee shops. They're opening up all the time, and it is, but this is on a whole new level. And we were talking about this briefly before we started this recording, is that there is such a big coffee drinking population here. I think the population of Jakarta is like, what, 20 million or something? 20?
It is huge, yeah. It's growing.
It's like the size of the Australian population, pretty much. So yeah, tell everyone, one of the goals of this show is that we want to travel to other countries and kind of break down the barriers and explain to people what other coffee cultures are like. So could you explain to everyone that who might be listening from wherever they are, what is the Jakartan coffee scene or the Indonesian coffee scene like?
Ooh, wow.
How would you frame it?
I mean, you want me to start with it?
So,
Okay.
yeah.
So, I mean, the coffee scene here in Jakarta, it's always changing, like rapidly changing ever since COVID. A lot of people trying to find what kind of style fits with the current lifestyle right now. So because of the global information is very quick, like as I mentioned before, with TikTok, social media, Facebooks, everything, like a lot of people got more information. So a lot of people are trying to do more new concepts. For example, like VC-backed coffee shops, Tomorrow Coffee, and then Kopi Kenangan, and then the one who got recently IPO, Fore Coffee. So there's a different style who are backed by venture capitalists. And then there's also like newer style. I mean, you've been to their place before, Jago Coffee.
Yep.
And then like people are riding bikes and then serving coffee right outside probably your house, those kind of stuff. So a lot of different styles of coffee are coming in. But then we're still trying to figure out, okay, what's the best kind of concepts that that a lot of people like, because Jakarta is like moving very rapidly. While outside Jakarta, probably you went to Bandung and Bali, it's different. So the difficult part in having like coffee shops or any kind of F&Bs in Indonesia is like different places have a different style, different preferences. So very, very, very difficult.
Haru, what would you add to that? You're on the front lines here. You're doing a lot of the operations for Ombe.
Yeah.
Picking up from what Jordy just said, what do you have anything to add to?
Well, I think everyone have their own preference of coffee. So, the market is growing. The people is also drinking coffee is also rapidly changing, and I think we can provide. Everyone have their own preference, and I think also
We have to adapt more.
Yeah. We have to adapt, and also we thinking we're right now serving coffee, adjusting with people preference. People preference.
Yeah.
So there's no one coffee is better than others.
Yeah.
I think like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we've been to a few places like Kurasu over here.
Yeah.
Obviously, Common Grounds. Went to. I even tried a Kopi Kenangan the other
Kopi
day.
Kenangan,
Up there,
yeah,
we
yeah.
caught the whoosh train to Bandung.
Yes.
Might I say that whoosh train was awesome.
Yeah.
We've been wanting to have something like that in Australia. So whoosh is like the, I guess, a bullet style train that's
Yes,
ultra
yes.
ultra fast for those listening in. And it finished construction here 2 years ago. And so what would usually be like a 3.5, 4 hour trip to Bandung took 30 minutes.
30 minutes, yeah.
And it was very, very good. But anyway, on the platform before I got on the train, I got a Kopi Kenangan. Wasn't too bad. I didn't think it was too bad. Like it's more of a sweetened sugary drink, but like very affordable and drinkable as well.
Yeah. So there's a lot of range for the coffee industry here. Like from, let's say, like you can buy a 9,000 rupiah, like I don't know how much, 60 cents, I guess.
60 cents for 9,000 rupiah.
Australian
Sound about
dollar, I
right?
guess.
Yep.
60 cents on the street, and then until you get a very high prices of coffee. Very, very huge market.
So how do you feel like you're in competition with businesses like that? Because you could make the argument that like the customers that go there and the customers that come to a place like this, they're very different. Do you ever feel like you're in competition or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're talking about competition in a way, like probably we have to because F&B's like coffee industry, I think it's not a lot of people can enter the industry. If you have enough capital, you can just enter the market. So not only like, and then it happens. It happens outside big groups outside F&B. They're actually in property mining. They have their own F&Bs now. I do not know why, to be honest. Like, why would they want to go into the F&B industry? Because in F&B, it's very, very difficult, right? The operational stuff, it's so different. But then they're trying to move towards that area. So that's why we're trying to be like, okay, this is like the game is different.
So you're getting the competition from these bigger firms that can just invest in these startups, so to speak.
That's one. And then there's newer player as well. Like those people who have more newer ideas, they're more like enough like have this kind of crazy ideas that can be backed up, and then a lot of community would love that kind of new ideas. While those like some players like we've been in this industry for about 10 years, right? So we cannot be as fast or as agile because we have like 13 stores. We have to think like, okay, if we want to implement this, we have to think about how to implement in different stores. So those are the difficulties.
What do you think you would add technologically to a business like this? Because I feel like my personal belief is that technology is such a big part of the coffee industry. It's becoming bigger. And the rate at which new products are becoming available, both commercially and for home brewers, is just incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible. And the pace is just picking up. Starting with you, Haru, what if you were to implement some new tech that you want to get for some of the stores, what do you think you would do, or how do you think you would go about it?
Well, lately we have installed our new support system we call ESB.
Yeah.
Right, ESB.
Yeah.
So ESB help us. So from the back,
The point of sales.
point of sales, from the back office, they provide all the feature that help us with information and stuff. So I think it's quite helpful to have a new technology in our operational, especially operational.
Yeah. So basically anything that can actually help with the barista's work, I think that would be really, really helpful. Because at first we thought like, okay, if you want to, for example, like washing machine, like dishwasher, that is actually very, very helpful to have. Like you can, back then we need one person to take care of all the dishes. But now with washing machine, dishwasher, it's just you just put in and you just leave it. And then it's way much more cleaner because of the hot water, the rinsing part. It's great. So anything that can help with the barista's work, also the cook's work, everything, like it actually helps. But then here's the thing. Sometimes there are some of the work that we cannot change with technology. For example, cashier. We cannot change that to be like very automated kiosk at all times. Because sometimes you need the barista to actually greet the guests, right? So saying like, hey, Kirk, how are you doing? So flat white as usual, those kind of stuff. We need that kind of service.
Is that a big part of what Ombe Coffee is?
Yes.
So what's the mission of Ombe Coffee?
So basically we want to give back everything that to the community around us. So that's a coffee shop, right? So if you came into the coffee shop and then you feel welcome and then you knew the barista and then the barista knew you, that's what we're aiming for. We knew what you want, what you like to have, what's your daily routine going on. So when you come into the coffee shop, you just feel welcome. That's what we're aiming to do. But that is very difficult though, because the lifestyle's changing, how everybody's more tech-based, they're glued to their phones. So that kind of interaction is actually like getting lower and lower. So a lot of people are thinking about, everything's going to be replaced by AI and technology, right?
Well, in a way, and I've had this discussion with a number of people, in that kind of world where everyone is glued to their phones, and there's less social interactions, I guess, on aggregate, the value of a coffee shop's probably never been higher in a way, because you're getting those things and it's so refreshing. And I've never really heard anyone put to me that there's a consensus view that everyone wants to do away with things like the human interaction, the cashier, the barista, because it's just so much of a part of what coffee is that like a car needs a driver, a coffee shop needs a barista. You know what I mean? Like, and you know, I think it's excellent that you place that value on it, and it's kind of a big reflection of how your dad is as well. So we got some footage and did a little mini interview with him the other day, but he's a very talkative person.
Yeah.
And when you mentioned to me about him kind of considering retirement, so his solution is opening up a coffee store. For me, it's like, why would you spend your retirement doing that? That's high cortisol.
I know.
But he seems to enjoy, from what I heard, he spends his days mingling around the coffee shop, talking to people. Bit of a superstar.
I cannot imagine him like retiring in a small place like nobody's there. No. He's gonna get crazy. He's gonna get
just
mad.
always got to be doing something.
Yeah, he's gonna do something.
Yeah,
Even
no,
if
I
I
feel
put
that.
him, if he's gonna go somewhere like nobody's there, he's gonna make something.
So what are some of the challenges that people in Jakarta face? Like in Melbourne, I guess what the biggest challenge for a coffee shop right now is people working from home. So that's probably changed the dynamics of specialty coffee in Melbourne a lot in the last 4 or 5 years. What are some things that you would maybe say that coffee shops in Jakarta face challenges with?
I think in my point of view, the challenge we face right now is like human resources.
Human resources.
Yeah. Since we're serving people, this is not the only we're not only selling coffee. We're only serving a service. We're serving people. That means a hospitality industry. So we need people that have the character, the value that same as Ombe. I think right now we have the difficulty to find that all the people.
Right. So staffing is an issue here too.
The hiring people.
Hiring process, the workers, even the customers as well. Sometimes it's a bit difficult too, because some people do expect, like, if you're in F&B and then everything has to come perfectly, while it's, the product is made by people as well, right? So there's gonna be a little bit of a human error, but then some people do not want that. They expect it to be, it has to be perfect.
Always perfect.
It's kind of difficult, right? If we're working in F&B, sometimes we understand, like, hey, it's okay to not be consistent at all times. We're trying to be, but then sometimes it might not gonna happen. If the barista is gonna have a bad day, it's gonna be like, okay, it's not gonna be consistent. The barista will never had someone who asks, hey, how's your day going? It's always the barista asks the customers, right? Hey, how's your day? But then it's never coming back to us.
I feel like if I was working in Jakarta as a barista, my number one challenge would be getting to work on time. The traffic here, bro.
Crazy.
The traffic. What's going on here? There's so many people, and like the people on the scooters as well. They are audacious. It's like I was saying to my business partner who's here with us the other day. It's like, are they not worried they're going to get hit by a car? Because they are ducking and weaving and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, if this was me driving, I could not drive in Jakarta. I could not. It would be. Do you ever come to work like 2 hours late because you got stuck in Jakartan traffic?
We got used to it. So we came in, so we go 2 hours earlier.
Yeah, right.
We have to change it. It's very difficult. The traffic's like crazy. But then that's sometimes you just enjoy in the car, like, okay, just looking around. But yeah, you make up to it.
It's totally irreversible here as well, by the looks of it as well. Like because the infrastructure, you couldn't modernize your roads quickly. It'd take decades.
I hope it would change. I really do hope. Like,
But not anytime soon.
not anytime soon.
No.
I don't think so. It's difficult.
I don't see it happening either. What are your guys' attitudes towards Indonesian coffee? So obviously, Jakarta, part of Indonesia, we're all here. What's it like having a coffee shop in such a big coffee growing nation? Because agriculture is like 14% of your overall GDP in Indonesia, and coffee is the fourth largest, Indonesia is the fourth largest coffee producer in the world. Do you use a lot of Indonesian coffee here?
Sometimes we do, yeah. Sometimes we do. The problem is, I think now it's a bit easier because of the tariff, those kind of stuff happening, going. So we have a lot of good beans. Usually it was exported outside. So now we have access to good beans as well. So people are more open towards Indonesian coffee. But then at first we're trying to introduce like coffee outside Indonesia. Like you had Ethiopian coffee, we do have El Salvador, Colombia. So we try to introduce, hey, coffees like you can taste different kind of coffees. But we're trying to move towards like, hey, we actually produce really good coffees. So sometimes here's back then, a lot of people said, hey, if you use local beans like Indonesian coffee, you can sell your beans like way, way, way cheaper. You can sell your coffee way cheaper. But at that time, I thought, like, I asked my dad, like, hey, if we sell the coffee cheaper, what are the farmers gonna get? Because we're gonna push the cost, right? So the farmer's gonna get, do you think gonna get a lot out of it? So that's the mindset that we're trying to change. Like, hey, if the coffee's good, then we're gonna sell it with the same price, and then but then that way the margin can go to the farmers, those kind of stuff. Because the farmers here are actually not doing really well. That's we haven't been to different coffee farms here in Indonesia because we want to go there, but then there's a lot of issues behind the scenes.
Like what?
Sometimes the culture here, sometimes a lot of people do not want to be very open towards like changes. So some people, yeah, change isn't something a lot of people doesn't like. So we're trying to slowly going there because we just started with roasting our own coffee, but then after that we're trying to move to coffee farming. But what I've heard, different. So we have Java, we have Sumatran coffee, we have like Papua, New Guinea, and then Flores coffee. Every single area have different cultures, and then different kind of work ethics. So that's the difficulty.
Well, I guess it's interesting about Indonesia because it's almost like there's a multiple nations within one nation because it's obviously there's so many different islands in Indonesia, and I can tell a big contrast and a big difference between say Bali and here. Like the two cultures are almost entirely different. But it is interesting what you say about Indonesian coffee. We went to a farm the other day in Bandung, and checked out the washing station, all that sort of stuff there. And I think the biggest what I took from the trip is like it's tough for them to get investment into the farm to be able to make improvements because obviously you need to be able to sustain your life, and the priority is getting like being able to pay your bills and being able to survive, not necessarily investing more into your coffee farm all the time. So like there's a lot of challenges that I understand with that, but it's interesting you say that about the sort of the cultural assessment of it.
Yeah.
So
the work ethic is different from the one from this from Jakarta, outside Jakarta. I mean, in Jakarta probably gonna be like, oh, fast, like do everything like really fast, get things job done. Then outside of, I mean, you went to Bali, like they have a lot of more public holidays. You have to respect that, which we do understand. Like, okay, there's this kind of respect with the religion, but here in Jakarta, they're moving towards like, oh, you cannot go take a break all the time. Like public holidays, no, we just like go and work.
So hustle culture is becoming more of a thing in Jakarta?
Yeah, in Jakarta, yeah.
Right. Because I feel like that's something that the sense in where I'm from, Australia, I'm sure it is across the entire world, is that I guess inflation has been a bit of a challenge over the last few years. And so the need to, if you want to get ahead, then nowadays a lot of influencers and stuff like that are pushing that you need to work extra hard.
Yeah.
So I can understand exactly what you're saying. Yeah. Whereas sometimes you go to where I'm from again, you go to some of the remote regions, everyone's just kicking back.
Yeah.
There's no traffic.
Yes.
You can go do
slow living.
Yes.
They do the slow living.
Slow living. So I totally vibe with that. Where do you see, or where do you hope to see Ombe Coffee in the next 10 years? 10 years from now. So you've got 10 years in the bank, 10 more to go, building on experience. Where to from here?
I think hopefully we can build more store. not only in Jakarta, maybe outside Jakarta also. And we also have a dream. We have store in outside
Outside Indonesia?
Outside Indonesia. We're going abroad. Hopefully.
Where would you go first?
Me personally, I love Japan. Right?
He wants to retire to Japan.
Okay, all
I
right.
He
love
wants to
Japan.
retire.
I think that's everyone in coffee's dream to have a shop in Japan.
Hopefully we can have just one store. I'll be happy.
Yep.
One store in Japan.
What are you guys both seem like you're seasoned travelers? What are your favorite coffee cities in the world?
Japan, definitely.
Japan,
Definitely Japan. Definitely Japan.
Tokyo, Kyoto,
Kyoto,
Osaka.
Tokyo is nice.
Yeah.
Tokyo's nice. Yeah. I mean, I love Melbourne. I mean,
I never been to Melbourne.
yeah, you.
Mate, you'll have to come. You'll have to come.
Yeah, I
You'll love
plan
it.
to. I plan to.
Melbourne's
Visit.
amazing. The coffee culture is like crazy. I was like, everybody just enjoys coffee. Like they're willing to wait. The coffee's great. Oh man, that is fun.
It is, and sometimes I feel like recently maybe I've taken it for granted. I feel like maybe there's a lot of other coffee cities that are catching up, which I still think is true. But maybe I've just been there too long. Maybe I'm getting a bit jaded. But it is a pretty wonderful place to make coffee, Melbourne, and we're kind of having this challenge right now where everyone's too scared to raise their prices, for example.
Oh,
But
yeah.
the need to do it's never been higher. So not only for the coffee farmer, even though the dynamic of that's probably changed a little bit in the last year, but also for the sustainability and the viability of the coffee shop itself. So it's like almost a little crisis in Melbourne at the moment, I guess you'd say, where
I see.
shops are struggling to back themselves. We're implementing a price rise in the next week or so, and we'll just have to see how it goes. But
Yeah, the cost is still going up all the time, right? Every year the cost is going up, and then
yeah. Well, you were explaining to me before, like I don't know if you can represent it as a percentage, but in Melbourne, I think anywhere between 30 and 40%, that's probably your wage cost for the entire business for a cafe in Melbourne. What would it be in Jakarta?
Okay, this is very interesting because last week I've had a discussion with a HR asking about the wages in Bali and also here. A lot of people said in Jakarta it's about 15 to 20 maximum. 20% is like maximum.
20% maximum.
20%. So yeah, I was like, whoa, really? I was like, oh, what about Bali? Bali is about 30%.
Really? Okay.
So it's very different. But Jakarta, they push it towards like below 15, which is for me, it's like, that is crazy. That is nuts.
I noticed you've got a lot more staff sort of per person in venues over here. Like in Melbourne, they would kill for that percentage.
yeah.
But like there's a lot, you've got a lot more staff allocated, obviously because the wage costs are lower, but there's a lot more staff dedicated to, I guess, every customer.
Yeah.
But the professionalism here is every bit as high as in Melbourne or in anywhere else I've been to. So the standard is actually very high.
So that's the difficult part here in Indo, I guess. So basically in Melbourne, you can come to the cashier, pick up your own coffee. But here in Indonesia, Jakarta, some people expect to be served at the table. So restaurant style, not like a coffee shop kind of style outside Jakarta. So we're trying to make sense out of it. Like, okay, we're changing, like you order in the cashier, not on the table, to actually like minimize some of the cost. But then we're trying to make the workers to just focus on some things by having like some technology like dishwashing machine, those kind of stuff. So we're trying to help that part so we're letting the employees to actually like, okay, you just need to focus on certain parts instead of a lot of things to do. So we're trying to move towards that. It is difficult though, but
What's been the biggest challenge for you since having Ombe Coffee? Like every city has its biggest challenges. Maybe it's like I've heard flooding can be an issue in Jakarta from time to time. Like
yeah.
what are some of the biggest challenges you face?
wow, challenges. Flooding, and then like there's a huge riot all the time.
Riots?
Yeah.
I need to know more about the riots.
Riots is just it's normal. We just knew like, oh, there's gonna be a riot. Okay, this is gonna happen. It's very normal.
What are the riots about?
Anything.
Okay.
So it's happened it's almost like a weekly, no, probably not weekly, a monthly basis. So we just knew like, oh, there's gonna be a riot over here. Don't go to that
Mostly
area.
they always protest the government. Always about government.
Yes,
Right.
yes,
Yeah.
all the time.
All the time.
I don't know if it's proper for me to say, but I kind of want to experience a Jakarta riot. I want to see it.
Oh,
I want to see it. Like,
I mean, like,
Melbourne's earned the moniker of being the protest capital of the world. We get protesters pretty regularly. I mean, they just block trams and do their thing.
there we go.
But riot sounds like it's up a level. You know, you guys have got
It's
a notch
another
above
level.
us.
Yeah,
yeah,
It's
yeah,
another
Okay.
level,
yeah.
So are they like breaking buildings and stuff like that?
Yeah,
or-
that happened once. Yeah,
Always
Okay.
happen.
always happens.
it always
yeah.
happened.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it always
actually,
happen.
All
They
right.
broke all the things.
Yeah. Yeah.
All the building.
I kind of can we go to a riot? We won't start one, but can we attend? All right, maybe. My business partner's over there. He's like, no,
No.
You can't. Don't be that curious. All right, so riots. What was COVID like here? Because I imagine it must have brought obviously your city to a halt.
Oh, yeah.
The one thing I've noticed about Jakarta, obviously the pollution in the air.
Mm-hmm.
So like you could it's visibly noticeable when you're walking outside.
Mm-hmm.
I had heard that during COVID, when a lot of people stopped driving their cars, it was just blue skies.
Oh my God, that is beautiful.
What was that like to go from sort of living, because it's an inescapable part of a city this big. So what was it like going from living like that to experiencing the sunlight daily?
I mean, that's the good thing about COVID. I mean, you go out and you can smell all the fresh air. It is beautiful. But then if you're talking about the coffee business, oh man, it is tough.
Yeah.
It is really tough.
So was it just business almost completely stopped, or?
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody's just like very afraid to. At first, I think it started on March for Jakarta, but it was the rumors are starting on January. So everybody's like expecting, oh, it's not gonna happen here. It's gonna go away. But then when it actually hits, everybody's just like, okay, we have to get out. So that happens, which is like the good thing is, which blue skies, everything's like amazing. You go out of the house, you're just like, oh my God, it's so good. No traffic.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. But
Was
then
it must have been huge, the contrast.
yeah. But then the problem is like during that time, like nobody comes to the cafe, right? So we have to start thinking of, okay, what ways that we cater to our customers. So that's the biggest thing that we need to do at that time. And everybody's like, and then a lot of people got laid off, right? They just got cut off. So, but then all the employees here, they're asking like, okay, we're still willing to work. So we're thinking, okay, we cannot let them go. And at the same time, we have to keep ourselves like, we need to survive, essentially. So we keep reaching out to the customers like, okay, do you need something from us? Can we help in any kind of way? So that kind of stuff like keeps us sustained during COVID.
It was a disaster when COVID hits. But luckily for us, we have a very good relationship with our customer. We call them as people of Ombe.
Yeah.
So that relationship helped us when during the difficult times. They support us all the way until now. I think until now.
Right. So that's probably one of the biggest things that I see emerging in especially coffee in Jakarta is that word you were saying, community.
Yeah.
So like the community of people, and that's one of the magical things about coffee is that, like you were saying before, the human experience, having that community and the goodwill. So it's like, obviously coffee's a transaction. They spend their money, you give them a coffee, but there's a lot of that goodwill that's been built up over the years when you've got a customer service focused business as well. So if you're listening at home, folks, that is why coffee is such a good industry. That is why you should have a great service-focused approach to running a cafe. I want to ask you before we wrap up the trends that are emerging in Jakarta, or in Indonesia, because my understanding since I've been here doing a bit of research, TikTok is massive.
Yeah.
TikTok is massive. Now it's big in Melbourne too. I mean, it's big everywhere, but I hear it's just totally taken over the coffee scene here. So explain a bit of that to me.
Wow.
Give me some examples.
I think social media in general here in Indonesia, different app caters to different market. So basically, if you have a very specific market, you have to choose very wisely in which app you want to go into. Like for example, TikTok. TikTok is very good in they're very fast, right? So the attention span, everything, like you need to be like it's always changing. But then I did try TikTok once for I tried using TikTok for 6 months. Oh man, I was like my mind's like changing. It was like really fast. And then now I was like, okay, I'm deleting TikTok and I'm going back to Instagram. It's a bit slower, I guess. Is really like, okay, I can relax a bit. So that way I do understand like, okay, what kind of customers are in TikTok and what kind of customers are in Instagram. That way you can choose like what's your brand essentially. Ombe is like moving towards which app. So basically that's it. Like
Man, I'm too old. I can't keep up with the TikTok. Once you hit 30, man, it's like it's hard. You're right. I feel like I have to choose one, and I can only keep up with one.
yeah, you cannot choose both. And then if you choose both, you're gonna move towards like, oh, whoa, this is different. That is crazy though. It is crazy how TikTok is like overtaken everything here. Everybody just loves TikTok.
Well, I went for a walk in suburban Melbourne a few weeks ago, and I saw this massive line around the Easter long weekend that we had. Huge line, probably 200 meters long, going around to the point where it was unsafe because people had to queue on the road. Okay. I thought, what is going on here? Yeah. It turns out there was a bakery that had made a croissant, which they then hollowed out, filled with hot chocolate, put cream on the top and garnished it. And they posted it on social media and people just went bananas for it.
Yeah.
And just like, it was crazy. Like people were like upset when they walked up and saw that. I'm like, damn it. It was crazy. Do you get stuff like that here?
Yeah. All the time.
We do.
Yeah.
We have
all the
we have-
time. Yeah.
We have that kind of trend happen here.
Especially in Block M.
Yeah, Block M area.
Like near
Block M,
Senopati.
yeah.
Yeah. Block M is like the main place where everybody just like very hyped up.
younger people, for younger
yes.
market.
It's a cafe?
Oh, a lot of
cafe,
things.
restaurant.
Oh, is that shopping center we went to? Block M? Nick, okay, right. Nick Kurosu,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
All right, we might have to pay a visit to this
Yeah,
block.
go.
It is huge.
Right.
But then back like what's essentially is like what's your brand? Do you want to open up in a social media settings? Like what makes the customers come back, right? How do you keep it sustainable, those kind of stuff? Or do you keep making like new innovations, like trendy stuff, like different kind of play styling?
Well, there's a difference between, you're right, because sometimes these TikTok trends and, blowing up on TikTok, and when you first open, you've got the line out of the door, those things go away. And so you're right, you need to have those things, that continuity, that community, that connection, and that consistently good product. So sometimes you might, I look at other cafes that go viral for some matcha drink or whatever, and I think, damn, I wish I had a line that big, but things change, after a few weeks, people, there's something else that they get attracted to. And
Social media is really good if you want to get like new people to come in. But then essentially like what you need back again is like something that keeps making people coming back every single day or every once or 2 days a week. That's already good enough.
Yeah, and I totally agree. It can, you got to play the long game sometimes in coffee. I know it can be hard.
Yeah, it is hard. It is difficult. Sometimes when you saw like other shops being like very, very packed, you want to, I wish I want to be like that. Can I do that? I'm like, sometimes it doesn't work that way. It's just like, you want to, but it's like, it's their part.
But I think our customer is more like mature people.
Yeah.
So we aiming to sustainability business.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we grow organically in almost 10 years. Almost 10 years.
Yeah.
So-
And some customers might not like it. If we have like some people if we make it like a huge deal in TikTok or Instagram, and then a lot of people come flooding in, the regular customer probably like, what's going on? Like, what's happening to this place?
Yeah.
Like, it's changing. I don't like this anymore. Sometimes you have to choose between your regular customers and also the newer customers, right? Which one are you prioritize?
So if you're going to become a TikTok guy yourself, will I see you later on in there just going,
Oh my god!
fun? Doing these
I
ones?
don't think I can do that. Oh my god! Even with podcasts, I'm like nervous. But TikTok, oh no.
oh, you never know, it might happen.
That's true.
Look, I've got time for one more question. So I want to ask, what do you guys want people around the world to know about Ombe Coffee and the Jakarta coffee scene?
About Ombe?
One
And
thing
about
that we haven't
Jakarta?
spoken about.
Wow.
I want an answer from each of you.
Wow, I can't. Okay, you first. I'm trying to think of it.
Let me think. I think Ombe Coffee is not just about coffee. This is family. This is family. This family. Not only just a family business, but this is a family. We try to connect with all people, all our customer. We have built our community. That's why they help us to grow bigger and bigger. And I think coffee in Indonesia is growing fast, rapidly fast. And we also have a good quality of coffee. Not only
Excellent. It's been
Yeah,
been
yeah,
excellent.
we have Flores, Aceh, and others area.
True.
We have good coffee actually.
Yeah, in
We have
Indonesia.
good coffee.
Yeah.
We try to with our roastery. We try to bring that coffee to the people, our customer.
Yeah.
We hope we can achieve that with our roastery.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna say everything, and probably it's gonna be like more business perspective, I guess, for Ombe, for everybody's like doing coffee, everything. Just to remember, like everything is based on humans. Like our customers are human, our workers are human. So focus on that instead of, sometimes I've heard people like being like, okay, it's all about profit. But then you have to think of a way that, hey, we're all humans. We make mistakes. We need to think of what every other people needs, the customer needs, the employees, what they're needing. So focus on that, and then I think you'll do well. And if you're focusing only on, okay, basically profits, just push down all the costs, whatever it is, I don't think you're not gonna have a good time doing a business. But if you're doing your own business, just focus on the human part of it.
Yeah, running a cafe from an accounting book is never really the best answer. I mean, obviously, it's important. But,
is important,
I mean, you
but
need to drive the product,
Balancing
especially
out,
the people. So you should never be 100% dictated by what you've
The
done.
numbers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it can be a dangerous trap.
Yeah.
Listen, thanks so much for hosting us here at this beautiful cafe.
Thank you so much for having us.
thank you
Yeah,
for
no,
having
it's been
us
an
also.
absolute pleasure. Johan was saying we've got to get the Ombe Coffee guys on, and I'm very glad we did. Thanks for treating us so well. Jakarta's been so welcoming. It's been an absolute pleasure this trip. Before we sign off, I will remind you once again though, if you are looking to up your brewing game, consider Timor. Hand grinders, kettles, electric grinders. It's all there. Look at timor.com if you would like some products from them. Guys, thank you so much.
Thank you.
For everything.
Thank you,
and on that note, we will say hooroo.
Haru?
Hooroo. Yeah, it's like an Aussie goodbye. So
Really?
On three, let's all say it together.
Hooroo.
1, 2, 3. Hooroo.
Haru.
Love it.
Oh, there's Haru.